Hey guys, it's Amber here with Gear Up, and we've got another great video coming your way. Today, we are going to talk about and discuss one of the most iconic camouflages that our military has ever utilized, one of the most sought after camouflages that collectors seek, and one of the camouflages that is still utilized heavily today in everyday use. And if you haven't figured it out by now, it's the tiger stripe camouflage here that I am wearing, this vintage style Vietnam top with the slanted pockets and the iconic tiger stripe camo. So just to kind of give you guys a little bit of basis, this camouflage was developed in the 1960s, associated with deployment for special forces and recon units that were operating in dense jungles in Southeast Asia. Now, I'm going to get into our troops' real use of it, but let's just go back to the origins very quickly. So it was initially adopted from the French lizard camouflage, which was used by French forces in Indochina during the 1950s. I haven't personally seen that camouflage firsthand, but I am interested in learning a little bit more about that camouflage and how often it was utilized. So the initial use of this camouflage was actually by the South Vietnamese forces who adopted it because they saw the high use and efficiency of this camouflage in their environment. From this, it gained a lot of popularity amongst U.S. advisors, as well as special forces and recon units, like I mentioned. The thing is, this actually never became an official camouflage for the U.S. military. So, and it's funny because I mention that because people will come in here wanting authentic issue tiger stripe camouflage from Vietnam era. And as somebody who owns a surplus store, seeing that, getting your hands on that consistently, and even and frequently, it's tough even for us. So don't feel that people are holding up, but it's a sought after item because it wasn't actually mass deployed from a camouflage pattern, much like the woodland camo, which was heavily utilized, as everybody knows, in the current OCP and ACU and MARPAD and the current camouflages, and even the olive drab style camouflages that was not only utilized in World War I and World War II, but also in Korea and Vietnam, which even though it's more rare because they're older and they're going missing and the collectors and things get destroyed, you still see those a little bit more often. As far as the tiger stripe camo, forget it. So, but to continue on with that, it never became an official camouflage pattern, which is why it was privately manufactured in small batches by various manufacturers. So it was produced by a bunch of different manufacturers. There was not a specific guideline. There was not a specific specification that the U.S. military contracted a manufacturer to do or did themselves, where they just mass produced these so it was consistent, which is a large part why you will often see many different color variations of the tiger stripe camouflage. And the big reason is because it was privately sourced, where different manufacturers did their best to kind of create the tiger stripe camouflage that would be successfully used out in Vietnam. In the Vietnam War, it was utilized, don't get me wrong, just not universally manufactured and utilized by the U.S. military, but it was heavily utilized by MACV/SO-SOG units, LARP units, and the Navy SEALs all utilize this camouflage because the dark and light streaks, as you can see with what I'm wearing, and I'm sure all of you guys are familiar with the tiger stripe camo, especially if you're watching this, mimicked the shadows and the foliage of the jungle, and it provided an excellent concealment in the Vietnam jungle with the thick vegetation that was out there, it's really amazing and quite effective and efficient. So most of the troops that were sent on those missions through the jungles were special force units, and they ended up, most of them, adopting this camouflage thanks in a large part to the effectiveness and the efficiency of this camouflage out in Vietnam. And it was favored by many elite troops due to the superior capabilities and the unique look. So that's a little bit history on the Vietnam tiger stripe camouflage that everybody utilizes post-Vietnam. So Interesting enough, there are still some special force units worldwide that utilize the tiger stripe camo. Preliminary groups in Asia, Latin America, and even the Middle East will utilize, might not be this specific tiger stripe camo, but a tiger stripe camo of sorts, which is very interesting. So beyond that, though, this remains a very popular camouflage choice amongst airsoft and paintball enthusiasts. Even hunters love the tiger stripe camo. It has a great way to blend in depending on where you hunt and the environment you're at. The tiger stripe, the woodland digital, and the woodland camo remain very good camouflages for camouflage if you're not going the typical mossy oak or smoky branch or those camouflages. I live in Florida, so those are the camouflages we're used to seeing, but these also do the trick thanks to the design and the ability to blend in. Lastly, well, not lastly, but also collectors. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, this is a very highly sought out camouflage amongst collectors. And the big reason the price tag on these is typically very, very high. Well, I mean, not thousands, but you're not going to get authentic Vietnam issued BDU top or bottoms typically for less than $100. It can be $100 and more, and it's because of how scarce it is. So not even sure what the price tag is now, but Vietnam era uniforms and items as is already pretty scarce. We do have some bandoliers hanging up here. I'd be remiss if I didn't show you guys. These are Vietnam era. These are only $9.99. So some items that you can get your hands on fairly easy. The price tags aren't too crazy. Items like the uniforms and any packs that might have that variation and even pouches and stuff, you're going to pay a premium price tag simply because authentic ones were privately manufactured, which is something that is good to know. So don't feel if you go into an Army Navy store, I don't have any authentic, genuine tiger stripe camo in my store right now, to be quite honest with you. But if you go to any Army Navy store across the country and there's a high price tag on it, that's the big reason why, especially if it was, you know, insurers manufactured in the 60s and 70s. There might have been some stuff done in the 80s and 90s for special troops. Still probably a decent price tag on that, but it shouldn't be as high as something that was done in the 60s and early 70s during the Vietnam era. So beyond collectors, it's also a fashion piece. I mean, I wouldn't call myself a model by any means, but I mean, throwing on an OD shirt with an open BDU shirt here, it's a fashionable piece of clothing as well. So, I think my wife would laugh if she watched this video and hear me talking about fashion, because I'm probably not the most fashionable person out there, but people in fashion circles, people who do care about that look, the tiger stripe camo is an outstanding camouflage to complete any look. So, which brings me in, I've got to bring it all around with the items we have here in store that you can get in store or visit online at gearupfl.com and purchase for yourself to complete your look, whether you're doing airsoft or paintball, whether you're just into tactical gear, whether you're a hunter, whether you're a collector, and you just want something to, as a placeholder till you get an authentic piece, or if you're just into the fashion world. So first off, the BDU tops, the vintage Vietnam BDU tops with the slanted pockets. We do have some of these in stock. We also have the regular tops here, not the Vietnam style, so a little bit more rugged here. I don't know if you guys can even see that. And then obviously pants and shorts. We do carry them in the tiger stripe, so I've pulled the pants right here. I don't believe I pulled any of the shorts, so my bad. But we do carry the shorts in the military BDU style. They also have a little bit of a baggy cargo pant style. I'm going to keep showing more of the tiger stripe stuff as well that we've done. One of the newer items that has been done is one of our best-selling items is a crossbody canvas bag. So Rothko has come out with this last year. Literally, they came out with it in the tiger stripe pattern here. So tiger stripe crossbody canvas bag. If you're really into the camouflage and want to go that route, we also have that. In addition, I mean, obviously the boonie hats. So we have adjustable boonie hats like this one here, and then we also have ones that are true to size, going from size 7 all the way up to 7 3/4. Great hat, especially come springtime and stuff like that. So the boonie hats are a great item. In addition to the 2 boonie hat styles that I mentioned, we also, Fox came out last year with the advanced hot weather boonie hat. This is my favorite boonie hat. Come springtime, especially fishing out at the beach, you got a little neck flap here, so it protects your neck from the sun. The inside, you've got a little pouch pocket here, so if you need to take this off while you're using it, you have the ability to do so. And then the snap features up here, you can wear it up here like, the word's slipping my mind right now, but like those caps that you can kind of host up. It's like the Australian style caps, if you will, here. So if you don't need the whole wide brim and you want to hike it up like so, you have the ability to do that. So boonie hats available obviously in the tiger stripe pattern. In addition to that, the tactical operator caps. These are made also by Rothko. Velcro spots. You're able to throw a morale patch on there. These are nice caps. I have a couple of these. Also very fashionable. And then being able to exchange the morale patches make this a great little item to have. And that's it from that side. In addition to those items I showed you, we obviously carry the tank tops and the tiger stripe camo. It's starting to get, well, hopefully it's going to start to get warm here in Florida. And then obviously the t-shirts as well, the camouflage t-shirts. We are eliminating a lot of camouflage patterns in the shirts and stuff. Tiger stripe obviously won't be one of them. And then the other one, which we still have, which is great outdoor, if you're doing outdoor works all year long, because these are lightweight. I think these are... Yeah, these are 60% cotton, so still a little bit cooler. The long sleeve t-shirts are great items if you don't want to wear like an actual like B to U top like so. So that's a little bit of history about the tiger stripe camo. Also, a little bit of the items that we carry here in store and online for the tiger stripe camo. And then I'm going to announce this. You guys may be watching this later down the road, and it's not about to be March 2025. But if you are watching this and it is March 2025, we had Gear Up do different camos of the month. The March camo of the month, which prompted the idea for this video, is going to be the tiger stripe camo. The tiger stripe camo will be 15% off all month long. So we only limit that to in-store as of now. I'm going to put details in the video though. I'm going to look and see if there is a possibility that we can also offer it online. It may have to be entering a coupon code and then applying the 15% off on the camo patterns, or we might be able to do it where at checkout it automatically applies to the tiger stripe pattern. So 15% off all tiger stripe camo. And then in addition to the tiger stripe that I'm wearing, another variant, this is called the urban tiger stripe, the black and white one. So we have these available in the bottoms. These bottoms will also be 15% off. We might have some shirts as well, but I think they've discontinued the shirts. So tiger stripe camo, 15% off all month long for March. I appreciate everybody watching. I hope everybody is staying warm out there and their 2025 is off to an outstanding start. And I hope to see you guys either in store or shop with us online. It goes a long way to helping a small business like us continue to grow at gearupfl.com. Thank you, everybody. I hope everybody takes care.